Have you ever believed something negative about yourself just because one person said it? Maybe someone laughed at your dream. Maybe they told you that you weren't good enough. Those words stayed with you long after they forgot saying them. But here's the truth. Other people's opinions only become powerful when you believe them. Today's story is about a woman who almost lost her confidence because of one stranger's criticism, until a simple lesson changed her life forever. Stay until the end, because this story might change the way you see criticism forever. Many years ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by green fields, lived a woman named Maria. She was a potter. Every morning, she shaped soft clay into bowls, cups, and water pots with patience and love. Her pottery wasn't fancy. She believed something useful and strong was more valuable than something beautiful that broke easily. The villagers trusted her work. Families stored water in her pots. Farmers kept grain inside them. Children carried milk home in the small jars she made. Seeing people use her creations filled Maria's heart with quiet joy. One afternoon, she finished one of her favorite pots. It was simple, smooth, strong. As she gently touched it, she smiled. "I hope you help a family for many years," she whispered. Just then, a wealthy merchant entered her workshop. He looked around before picking up the simple pot. "How much?" he asked. Maria told him the price. The merchant laughed. "That much? This pot looks ordinary. I've seen far better work elsewhere. If this were my shop, I wouldn't even display it." He placed the pot down and walked away. His words echoed in Maria's mind. Only moments earlier, she had loved that pot. Now all she could see were flaws. Maybe he was right. Maybe her work wasn't good enough anymore. From that day on, everything changed. She stopped trusting herself. Instead of creating from her heart, she tried to impress everyone. She added decorations she never liked. She copied other potters. She started over again and again. The more she chased approval, the less she recognized herself. One evening, an elderly woman entered the workshop. Her face was full of wrinkles, but her eyes were warm and peaceful. "I need a strong water pot," she said. Maria proudly showed her the decorated pieces she had been making. The woman looked carefully, then quietly shook her head. Instead, she walked toward the old, simple pot still resting on the shelf. "This one," she said with a smile. Maria looked surprised. "Really? A man told me it wasn't very good." The old woman gently knocked on the pot. Its deep, solid sound filled the room. "My dear," she said, "this pot was made by someone who cared. It will last for years. That is worth far more than decoration." Maria lowered her head, but his words still hurt. The old woman smiled kindly. "Words can hurt, but only if we choose to carry them." She reached into her small bag and removed a simple wooden mirror. She placed it in Maria's hands. "My grandmother gave me this many years ago," she said. "When I was young, I believed every opinion people had about me." She asked gently, "What do you see?" "Myself," Maria replied. "Exactly. The mirror doesn't repeat what others say. It doesn't make you smaller. It doesn't make you greater. It simply shows the truth." She lifted the clay pot once more. "If someone calls this pot ugly, does it stop holding water?" Maria smiled. "No. If someone says it has no value, does it suddenly become weak?" "No. The merchant's words never change this pot. They only change your thoughts." Maria felt tears fill her eyes. "I gave his opinion too much power." The old woman nodded. "That happens to many people. They trust one stranger's criticism more than years of honest work." Maria looked around her workshop. Hundreds of pots filled the shelves. Each one had helped someone's life. She remembered the grateful families, the farmers, the children. All those memories had been buried beneath one careless comment. Before leaving, the old woman handed Maria the mirror. "Keep it, not because it's magical, but because every time you doubt yourself, I want you to remember this. The mirror reflects your face, not other people's opinions." The next morning, Maria placed a mirror beside her pottery wheel. She picked up fresh clay. This time, she wasn't trying to impress anyone. She simply wanted to do her best. Her hands moved naturally again. Soon another simple, beautiful, strong pot stood before her. She smiled. She no longer asked, "Will everyone like it?" Instead, she asked, "Did I give my best?" The answer was yes. And for the first time in weeks, that was enough. Months later, the wealthy merchant returned. He noticed that most of Maria's shelves were empty. Her pottery had become famous for lasting many years. "I judge you too quickly," he admitted. "I'd like to buy 20 pots." Maria smiled politely. "I'm glad my work speaks for itself." The merchant asked, "Aren't you happy I've changed my opinion?" Maria answered calmly, "I'm happy you see its value now. But your opinion never decided my value. It never did." The merchant nodded silently. He finally understood. Years passed. Young potters came to learn from Maria. One day, an apprentice arrived in tears. "A customer laughed at my work," she said. "I don't think I'm good enough." Maria handed her the same little mirror. "What do you see?" "Myself." Maria smiled. "Exactly. The world will always have critics. Some judge without understanding. Some speak carelessly. But never let another person's voice become louder than your own. The moment you allow someone else to decide your worth, you give them power that never belonged to them. Maybe you needed this story today. Maybe someone's words have been living inside your mind for far too long. Remember this: your value does not become smaller because someone fails to see it. A diamond is still a diamond, even if someone mistakes it for an ordinary stone. Tomorrow morning, stand in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes for 10 seconds. Say one true thing about yourself. Maybe, "I am stronger than I think. I have a kind heart. I never give up." Do it every day for the next 10 mornings. You may discover that confidence doesn't come from other people's approval. It comes from believing the truth about yourself. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment with one good thing about yourself. Your words might encourage someone who needs them today. And if you enjoy meaningful stories that inspire growth and hope, subscribe for more. Until next time, take care of your heart and never let someone else's opinion define your worth.